Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining the BOSS Solutions webinar. We are glad that you are here with us today. My name is Norma Jean Anderson Kiefer, and I am the Operations Manager here at BOSS. And what we are going to be covering today in the next hour is how the Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County improved efficiency and compliance with BOSS811, our one-call ticket management solution. We're also going to be talking about how automating workflows can speed up ticket handling, how reporting can be used to improve management and reduce costs, how analytics can be used for operational efficiency, and finally, we're going to answer your questions and do the gift card drawing. Today's presenters are Anthony Pologruto, who is a GIS Analyst with Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County, and Vishnu Nagayam Solutions. A few quick notes. Everyone will be muted during the webinar. Submit questions via the questions window anytime during the presentation. The webinar is being recorded and will be sent to all registered participants, and we will send you a survey after the webinar and would like your feedback on that as soon as you can. BOSS Solutions has been in business for 25 years. We have over 25 years of experience in service management. We have 3 brilliantly simple software solutions, and that first one that we're going to be talking about today is BOSS811, our one-call ticket management solution for the damage prevention industry. We have BOSS Desk Central, our ITSM on-premise. We are also known for exceeding the industry standards with the latest technology, and we are committed to excellent feature presentation today is going to be provided by Anthony Pologruto, who is the GIS Analyst with the Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County. And before we get to that, we have Vishnu Nagayam, I'm sure who all of you know is the Director of Product Engineering. Before we get to Vishnu, I just want to say a very special thank you to 2 people who do not get the clap and the applause very much, but Kelly Bevan is our Marketing Director and Renu Mahadevan is our VP of Operations. These 2 people are the nuts and bolts of these webinars. They put together, they spend the time and the energy to put these webinars together, and I just wanted to give them a shout out and a big thank you for all that they do. So I'm going to turn this over now to Vishnu, and he's going to just give you a little bit more of an overview. So here you go, Vishnu.
Thank you, Norma. Okay, thank you, Norma Jane. Can you hear me okay? So today I'm going to talk about BOSS811 and just give you a brief overview of what the product does and what are the capabilities of the products are. The BOSS811 is a completely web-based solution, so it works on browser. It works on all form factors, mobile, tablets, iOS, Android, and everything. You only need an internet connection to use this software, and it has a very modern user interface. And also, BOSS811 works with multiple call centers. Right now, we work with like 37 call centers in the country, and it can work with any call centers. It also comes with a mobile app. It comes with a mobile app for the Android and iOS platforms. It has got a customizable dashboard. Each user gets their own dashboard. They can customize the dashboard to any key performance metrics they need. Also, you can build your own widgets in the dashboard. It integrates with all your maps. It integrates with maps for your real-time mapping overlays. So it can integrate with a KMZ file or a ArcGIS file or a GeoJSON format. So you can have your locators could have real-time mapping information when they go for a locate. It comes with very powerful screening algorithms, so you can screen as the ticket comes in from the call center, and you can save a lot of cost by screening the tickets and auto-closing the tickets. We have a feature where you can auto-close the ticket based on the map information you provide us. So BOSS811 has the capability to auto-close a ticket based on map layers or proximity to your facilities. It also comes with polygon-based routing, so you can define polygons and route based on the polygons. It also comes, it has an email notification engine, so you can customize your notifications and stuff and such. Also, the mobile apps comes with offline capability too. We have reporting tools, so you can get to any reporting data you want. any reporting data you want from a reporting, or you can mine any information. We keep the ticket data for 7 years. You can add attachments to the tickets and all those things. And also you can extend our software using custom fields. And it comes with a lot of after-hour notification, desktop notification, SMS-based notifications, those kind of things. We can integrate with third-party locating companies. Right now, we have integrated with USIC, Integrity, and other lights. We can integrate with any third-party locating companies too. So we have beautiful ticket management. It's very easy to, very easy to use, very intuitive, very modern ticket management system. You can see all the tickets based on if you have multiple call centers coming through. You can also see everything on a map, tells you where your tickets are on the maps. And also you can click on them and get to that underlying ticket. This is your ticket data here. This is a BOSS format, and this is your year from your mapping system, and overlay the mapping information on the tickets, either KMZ file, KML file, or anything like that. It also comes with search capability and some tools. Close the ticket, anything, assign the tickets. We can add notes, we can add attachments to the tickets, complete history of the ticket, event logs on the thing. And also, just to quickly show you, it also comes with the mobile app. So this is your mobile app. You have all the mobile app ticket listed. You get driving directions from the mobile app. The actual ticket data, one call ticket data. You can add notes from your mobile app. You can attachments. You have a lot of options to upload images from the field. And also you can see your map here. So maps are overlaid in here. So the mapping is available on the mobile apps too. So that is once we have the uploaded images and thing, we do have sketching tools. You can sketch those images also. And with that brief introduction, I'm going to turn it over to Anthony from MAWC. He's going to demonstrate how he's using BOSS811 in his organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishu. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, my name is Anthony Pologruto. I'm the GIS Analyst for the Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County. I figured we'd start off by having a brief introduction of who I am. Since you can't see me, that is not a work vehicle. That is actually a off-roading class that I had taken a few years back. So I've been the GIS Analyst here since August of 2016. Before that, I was the Director of the GIS Department for our Westmoreland County Courthouse. At MAWC, I sit inside the Engineering Department, and we started using BOSS811 when we became customers in October 2018. So I'm not as brave as Vishu, so I'm not going to be doing any live demos today. And I just want to warn you that my building was evacuated once already because of some smoke with a fan, but I think they took care of it, so I'm hoping I'll be here for good here. Let's talk about the Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County. We serve drinking water to over 120,000 customers. We also have 25,000 wastewater customers. Our 3 water treatment plants produce 70 million gallons a day. We have 10 wastewater treatment plants. And together, we have 2,400 miles of water lines and 500 miles of wastewater lines. And all those assets, like yours, are underground and hard to get a map of, and hard to figure out where the dig box is for our one-call locators to go out and find. So we have 6 full-time one-call locators, and we use fill-ins as necessary, and we operate 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So prior to BOSS811, the workflow was largely paper-based maps and faxes that came in from the one-call center. The problem with paper maps or even PDFs, which started to come into favor probably a few months before I started here, was that they're out of date as soon as they're created. The paper maps, there was no easy way to get a base map with aerial photos on it. And all those 811 tickets were coming in via fax. So they had to be sorted and handed off to the guys. And it was a large time suck to even just tell the guys where they were going that day. And whenever an emergency comes in, we have to respond to it as practicable, which our goal is to respond within 3 hours. So if an emergency comes in, the locator's plans go right out the window. So in 2015, we purchased our legacy 811 ticket management software, and it was voted one of the top 20 software development groups in 1992. So right out of the box, it was kind of old and clunky, and that was certainly part of the problem. So that legacy system that was designed in 1992 was only installed locally on those locators' laptops. So myself and the other managers here couldn't look at what jobs they had completed that day. We had to call them and interrupt them. It was absolutely a critical job that they were doing. So basically, the only three things that it did right was it let them know that they had tickets, it allowed them to respond to the tickets, and that's it. Actually, there's only two things. And now our utility commission for the state of Pennsylvania is now handing out fines for mismarked lines. So to the right here, we have our first fine from that agency. This was from the legacy software, not BOSS811, but we did not mark it properly. So whenever I came aboard in August, the first thing I did was stand up ArcGIS portal, which provided a web-based map. And what that allows is everyone can see the same map having a common operating picture no matter what device they use, whether it be mobile phones, laptops, or tablets. Another great thing, it's always up to date. I have a process that runs nightly, so all the edits that our draftsmen make appear the very next day. If we have a temporary project that we're working on, I can add that temporary project and pull it off whenever I need to. Also, I can make department-centric maps, so if the hydrant department needs a map, I can make them just a map that they want to see and use all live data, just visualize it just a different way. Hyperlinks is an amazing feature. So you can click on the map features and it brings up anything I want it to. For example, the scanned measurement drawings and as-built. The print button is very useful. So if people do insist on having a paper map or PDF, they can at least make it using our map viewer. And also I can bring in CAD files, shape files, Google KMZ files, and even spreadsheet data. So having that portal was a very good first step. Another step that we had was we implemented Esri Collector GPS. What that allows is it allows our field staff to take a tablet into the field. Here we have a group of our field staff looking at the tablet, and hands in the pockets is the universal sign for I can't help you. But they have since warmed up to it and they can't live without it now. So we gave our engineering draftsmen, our hydrant inspectors, our valve inspectors, our construction inspectors, that little device that they're all standing and looking at the top of it is the GPS unit itself. It pairs Bluetooth with the tablet, and it provides 3-inch accuracy. Your phone alone is good to about 15 to 20 feet with a GPS chip inside of it. So that little device reaches out to several more satellites than your phone can get, and also uses the data plan of the tablet to provide real-time corrections to reach that 3-inch accuracy. One of the better things for Esri's Collector is it allows us to access our live GIS data, so they can see all the same live data on our web maps right on those tablets as well. So we're now grabbing assets out there with this 3-inch accuracy. So after we got the GPS set up, it was the perfect time for BOSS811 to come aboard. Now we had already looked at several vendors. Some offered mobile-only solutions, some didn't do any online solutions, and some didn't have dashboards to monitor the progress. So we did a Google search for 811 software, and as you can see to the right there, BOSS811 is the very first result out of 74.3 million. Good job, Bishop. So now I'd like to go over some of the BOSS811 features and how MAWC uses them for compliance and efficiency. So those GIS layers that we have sitting on our GIS server can load directly into BOSS811. It's a very simple process. and it makes it so the map that BOSS811 shows always has your up-to-date GIS data behind it. You can also do KMZ and KML files, which are static, but still it's an even simpler solution than setting up a GIS server. The routing engine is amazingly powerful. We can assign tickets based on ticket info or type. So all design tickets go to our clerk, April. We can tag tickets using rules. So I can tag MAWC excavation tickets. We can have pop-up notifications on our users' desktops to let them know when they have an emergency ticket come in. I can assign tickets based on the day and time. So if it's a holiday or after business hours, it can go to our fill-in group or our after-hours group, who only responds to emergency tickets. And at any time, I can turn those rules on and off manually if we need to tweak something, or if another rule comes on that's only temporary. You can also auto-close with the routing software, which is a very powerful tool also. So let's take a look to see how our design clerk, or our engineering clerk, uses it to receive design tickets. So it's a very clean user interface. You give a name to the rule. I named mine incoming design and meeting tickets. A description is fantastic to remember what all the rules do. Here is that on and off button. So whenever a ticket type is design, preliminary design, final design, or meeting, it assigns it to our clerk, April, and it also tags it with a note, just letting her know that it was BOSS811 that assigned it to her, just so if she should have any questions. This is a good point to compare what we were doing before and what BOSS is capable of. So on the left is our paper maps, which is what everybody insisted on carrying out in the field, or PDFs of them. So it's colorful, and someone did go through and highlight different pressure zones. But check out on the right there, where the actual dig box is on the ticket. BOSS811 is phenomenal that it can actually show where the excavation will take place. So our locators can use that and say, oh, that's nowhere near our lines, or yes, I do need to investigate that. And you can also see our GIS layers are added right on top of that map. Every orange dot is a customer of ours, which was a very large mapping project. All the blue lines are our water lines, and I turned off wastewater lines just to make it a little bit more clean. Let's move on to the dashboard. So the dashboard has so many possibilities, and I hate to beat a dead horse, but it is an amazing product. So each person gets their own dashboard. There's a whole bunch of widgets, or you can do your own, and the charts and reports are very handy. The best thing is that I can see what our locators' days are going to be like without ringing them on the phone and interrupting them. They have an important job to do, and they don't need to be interrupted because of me. I'd rather have them talking to an excavator or a customer. So here's my dashboard from a few days ago. You can see that I have in the top left-hand corner just a running tally of how many emergency tickets are open at that time. At the bottom left-hand corner, we have total excavations done by my company, 1,231 since we started using BOSS. You can see on the right-hand side the different breakdown of ticket types, whether they be routine, design, or preliminary design. And you can also see the staffing and how many tickets are assigned to each staff person. Now that it's springtime up north, there are a lot of excavations taking place, and our guys are busy. So now let's talk about how they manage their tickets. So from the ticket management screen, they can search. They can do an advanced search to get even more granular. They can export a CSV spreadsheet, which I find very amazing and powerful. They can view all those tickets on the map, and they can filter, sort, assign tickets right from the screen, and also respond, all from the same screen. So this is what that screen looks like. all that functionality is on this single screen. Starting in the left-hand column, we have the ticket type, followed by the ticket number. We can see who it's assigned to at a glance. We use a abbreviated district for them. And you can see that there in the SA column. You can see the address where the work's going to be taking place and the work type. So this is what a locator is looking at. I'm looking at all the locators' workloads here, but they'd be only looking at their own. This particular screen is amazing for our fill-in locators. So a fill-in can come in, know that he's filling in for Mike Bazaar, and sort and see only Mike Bazaar's tickets, so he can start locating and responding to those tickets. Here's that map view. Now this is all of those tickets from that previous screen, which I believe are over 180. So it's a little cluttered right now. So I just wanted to show you a single person's tickets for the day. So our locator wakes up in the morning and they begin to plot their day. And you can easily see the route that he probably will take. And if emergency comes in there, he can turn to this map and say, you know what, I'm close to this ticket now that I'm done with that emergency. I can start here now. So that's a powerful tool to be able to visualize where all these tickets are. There's also an advanced search button. This allows you to really get granular with your searches. So you can find out who responded to them on a specific time, which I actually use to double check on the fill-ins. And if you come up with a search good enough, you can share it with your entire organization so they can bring it up too. This same screen here is where you also select what columns you like. So if that screen didn't have the columns that you like to see as a locator, they can bring in all the columns possible and change the order of them from this screen as well. Next, I'm going to talk about the ticket detail screen. So this is where you go to see the ticket details themselves. You can also see the original one-call ticket format. I have a few locators who have been doing it for a few decades now, and they have gotten really used to what the fax page looked like. And what this ticket detail screen does, VisU added a button so you can easily bring up what that fax page would look like. Even though it's all electronic now, they can still reminisce and get the job done the way they're used to getting it done instead of me changing their workflow. Also, you attach photos, and with those fines being handed out by that regulatory agency now in my state, it's very important to have photos attached to each one of your markings, just to prove that you marked the gas company's excavation site. You can also add comments that only our organization can see. And there's also an event log, which is basically a breadcrumb trail, which follows the ticket from cradle to grave. Also all from a single screen. Here's that screen now. So across the top, you see the different tabs. Right now, I'm on the description tab. But you can see notes, attachments, time entries, and event logs, all simply able to be clicked right there. Below that is a short description of the ticket and the button to switch from this beautiful view to the fact sheet view as well, the original view that some like. Over on the right-hand side, you're able to respond to the ticket and comment to the call center as well. And right in the center of the screen is the map, again with our water lines and wastewater lines turned off, so we can get a clear picture of what's around there. In this case, it doesn't look like the actual dig location has any of our assets in it, but what we do is we go and mark the curb box just in case they hit one of the customer's water lines inside. They know where to turn off the water fast. Here's that original fact sheet that comes that some people like to look at. Again, I think the detail screen is much better looking than the fact sheet, but hey, I don't want to tell the locators how to do their job. So the fact that they can switch between the views is amazing, and you don't have to switch every ticket. Depending on what view you choose, every ticket will open in that view, which is very handy. The big thing is attachments. So VISU recently added a paperclip, which makes the tickets with attachments clearly visible on that ticket list that I showed you a few slides earlier. Every time they take a photo, it gets geotagged, which is even better when defending yourself in front of a regulatory agency. It's time and date stamped, shows who uploaded it, and also as soon as it's saved, it's available enterprise-wide, so our risk manager can see it from his desk if he should need to. So across the top there, this is an emergency ticket designated by the E. There's the ticket number, but what I'm going to show you here is that paperclip. That paperclip signifies that the locator attached photos to it. So at a glance, we can make sure that they're attaching photos. And lo and behold, yeah, Carl, our locator, attached 4 photos to this. You can see the latitude and longitude that have been geotagged on there. And you can even see his response over there. The event logs have been more useful than I had thought. So what the event logs do is they categorize each action that occurs with a ticket. So it shows no matter if it's routed by BOSS811 itself or done by me or staff. And what that allowed us to do is see where some bottlenecks are. And we actually determined that one night crew just kept reassigning their tickets to day crew. So it's a great tool for managers, and it presents plenty of teachable moments for your staff. Configuring BOSS811 is so easy. It doesn't take a full-time person. You configure it once. It takes about 20 minutes to set up, and you're good. So it's very intuitive. You can email information based on your roles. So those email templates are really easy to design, and creating users and setting their roles and permissions is so easy. The only thing you need to do is to set up the only necessary item for a user is a valid email address. Once you have that, they can be in BOSS811. It doesn't need a Windows authentication server or anything like that. You can designate what their role is, and it works amazingly. The mobile app I don't have any pictures of, but it works for iOS and Android. The reason, one of the reasons why we chose BOSS811 is its offline support. So whenever our locators are going into an area that we know has poor cell phone connectivity, and being in the rural area outside of Pittsburgh, we go from urban environments to very rural environments. So cell phone signal is always in the back of our head. And BOSS811 allows you to take the ticket information and save it onto the tablet, attach your attachments, comments, and responses, and then whenever you get back to a location with connectivity, it syncs and uploads your responses back to the call center. Also, the mobile app allows the field crews to view, reassign, and respond to their tickets. I talked about uploading photos, but the app actually is amazing on their mobile phone. It allows them to upload videos, photos, multiple photos from once, either from their own galleries or just walking down the street taking photos in the app. And also they can sketch on the picture too. A new enhancement is that you can actually visualize the field staff's locations on the map as well. So putting this all to use on an emergency ticket, all of our tickets are assigned to one of those 6 locators based upon their specific areas. And whenever an emergency ticket arrives outside of our locator hours, which is ends at 2 p.m., the ticket gets tagged with a routing rule as being after hours, and it's reassigned to the emergency dispatch group. The emergency dispatch group manually reassigns to the after hours foreman based upon their availability. I originally wanted to route that to automatically go to whatever foreman was working, but because of vacation schedules and things like that, I just kept it simple and had it go to our dispatcher, which was going to need to call the foreman anyway. It's responded to by the foreman as practicable, and they have to attach photos of the markings. We're able to close a large number of tickets per day. We're able to see all the markings and have them stored for 7 years so we can use them should we need to. And the problem's been solved. So since October, MAWC has closed over 9,000 tickets with BOSS811, and each one of them is searchable and viewable by our management staff instantly. Those event logs eliminated bottlenecks and allowed for retraining. We can see if a ticket has attachments with that little paperclip icon while the staff's still in the field. So if they didn't do it right and we happen to be monitoring them, we can send them back and have the photo taken. Being able to track our own excavation with some routing rules was really handy, and we actually compare BOSS811 to another work order management system just to see if they entered all their work in that other work order management system. What's really cool is we've now brought our dig boxes over into our GIS server, and whenever you click on them in the GIS server, it opens up the BOSS811 ticket. And BOSS811 has really simplified a very overly complicated workflow. The legacy 811 software that I was talking about, Vishu actually brought over all of their tickets that have built up over 3 years. So now all of those tickets and all of those attachments are searchable within BOSS811, which is a fantastic project. And BOSS811 has really set the bar for what all software is now compared to at MAWC. It's the litmus test, the BOSS811 test that we call it. And also the fill-in and after-hour flows have drastically improved. So our fill-ins are happier now that they no longer have to go through the process to log into the legacy software. They just get a cell phone. They see the tickets on there for the locator that they're filling in for, and they start doing their job. And that's really what we all want to do. Thank you. And I also want to just list the 8 enhancements that Vishu has done so far based upon our input at MAWC. So those desktop notifications, the number of lists that appear on, or the number of tickets that appear, being able to receive SMS text notifications, easily opening a ticket by clicking on the row. Business hours here are a little strange, so we now do them in 15-minute increments, and you can too now. You can do multiple holiday calendars because I like to have my holiday calendar going out at least a year so I can plan ahead, or 2 years so I can plan ahead. Routing by ticket tags, which is a big one, and that little attachment icon. Thank you.
Okay, we're trying to get to the screen. All righty. Okay, here we go. It's not moving. There we go. All right, now it's time for questions, and we're going to have Anthony and Vishu answering some of your questions that have come in. And the first one is for Anthony, and that question is, did you have any difficulty in selling the solution to your management, and what were the biggest problems you had to overcome in implementing the solution?
So the first part there, did I have any difficulty selling to management? No, not at all. Because if you remember the legacy system that we were users, so to check their work was impossible. We had to basically get one of them in here, sign on the computer, and look at it, or go through the one called Ticket Center, which was even clunkier. Some difficulties in setting it up. I would say the locators, of course, had their set ways, and it was hard to convince them that it was for the better. But once they were able to see it in action, they really did like it.
Well, that's great that you had that change of heart with the locators. And you really are a testament to our tagline of our brilliantly simple solutions. You gave that credence throughout your presentation, and thank you. So we have a question now for Vishu, and that is, can BOSS811 support multiple call centers in a single system?
Yeah, BOSS811 can support like multiple call centers. You can configure as many call centers as you want, and visibility for your locators, which call center tickets they see, and all those kind of stuff. Also everything is compartmentalized, meaning like one call center cannot be seen by other, or those kind of permission sets are available. So yes, we support multiple call centers.
Okay, Anthony, you just mentioned about your locators that you had to overcome their reluctance to move forward, but since they have, what's been the reaction to your locators and the other users of this system?
It's been very good. The fact that they can now see their attachments enterprise-wide. So whenever I train them, I usually have them log in on their laptop and with their mobile device. They're able to see that on their laptop, and they understand that we can also see that also. So they're impressed with it, and also it kind of hints that that it works and that we're able to monitor it.
Okay, great. Thank you. You said you and I've talked before, and you said you had some fill-in locators that thought that this system was wonderful for them. Can you go over that just a little bit more?
Absolutely. The fill-in locators tend to be newer hires who've completed training with our one call center, and they're a very mobile-friendly group. And as I was introducing them to us, they were downloading it onto their personal cell phones and the app, and logging in, and they were set within 20 minutes of just showing them what the buttons are. So now they're able to find out who they're filling in for and just go do their work.
Great, thank you. Vishu, this question is for you. I am using a third party for locating, so how can BOSS811 be used to save me cost?
Okay, that is one of the core strengths for BOSS811. So when we just when you receive the ticket from the call center, BOSS811 can screen those tickets based on different criteria, either based on map or anything on the ticket. And if need be, it can close the ticket and it will dispatch only the ticket which absolutely needs to be located from your locate vendors. So that way, you screen a lot of tickets and you can do an office close or admin close in your organization. So typically what we have seen on the field is like we are able to close almost 30 to 35% of the ticket in office close, and that saves you a lot of cost.
Okay, and our last question for Anthony, and we really want you to apply this to 811, or BOSS811. What is the biggest lesson you've learned? And if you had to do it again, what would you have done differently?
Well, I think the biggest lesson codified the old mantra, you can't please everyone. And even some of the locators, they still would absolutely love to receive fax printouts. But we were able to train them, and they are appreciative, and they're changing their ways.
Great, thank you. And Anthony, we thank you very much for being our feature presenter today. You have really shed a lot of wonderful information about the BOSS811 solution. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
Now, before we end the webinar, we do have our lucky winner of the $50 Amazon gift card. And that person is Kelly in Atlanta, Georgia. So Kelly, congratulations, and thank you very much. And that concludes our webinar for today. We appreciate all of you that have joined us. And if there's any questions, please contact us at sales@boss-solutions.com or call our headquarters phone number of 678-684-1200. And please remember to soon.